Hello there, chappy wap. It is currently 1:25 in the morning. I've just woken up, feeling grand, and we're finally going to be hatching that legendary that we got the other day. And yes, I have been doing the Christmas event, but hatching this guy is more important, and we get to finish off our collection by doing this. So, say hello to this beautiful purple beast. It almost looks like it's wearing a costume here, to be honest with you. This dragon has caused me no end of stress. So we finally bought it and collected it a different way from the intended way. So the Libra dragon seeks and upholds balance. It's got scales on its body and scales on its mind, and even a little scale on its tail. This dragon is a must-have for any well-balanced team. No one told me that this dragon had a cute little rhyme as part of its description. Why did no one ever tell me that? That's adorable. But anyway, Libra, in terms of how good it is for a person's team, probably not the best in the world. It's just a legendary now. But we do also get to unlock the beautiful little Twilight dragon here. So this little pinky pie dragon. Also, he's probably not very good, but it looks pretty rad, so I'll take it. So if we claim this one here, you can see that it is part of the Zodiac Dragon collection overall, even though it clearly has not worked. Which will put us forward to finally collecting Mr. Zodiac Dragon at the end of the, I guess, Zodiac time frame year. But Twilight is just a regular old epic with light energy and void, so I don't expect anything too grand from her, but again, looks cool. I shall take it. And of course, we're also going to be getting the Dragon Collector points for leveling up our Libra dragon here. But Libra's a legendary wind and void dragon, so I guess Libra isn't too bad if you're going for a really stally dungeon dragon, because void can be really good sometimes, and wind's always pretty useful. Like, you've got shadow and plant and like ancient, divine, they're always going to have some sort of use, right? But wind is just really good overall for just shutting down the enemies. And you can shut down all of them, you can shut down a singular one. Whatever you want to do with your elemental upgrades, you can do. And Libra also has gigantic wings, if you haven't noticed. And you know, it's a pretty alright looking dragon overall. Got a massive glint in his eye. He's just ready for the day, you know. So putting him in with Ikez there, I actually think is quite fitting. I think he looks pretty good in there. So, of course, we've got the Christmas event stuff going on right now. The exact same as it was for the Divine event stuff, except now there's a Christmassy theme to it, and you don't get ancients out of this event. It is what it is. So we're trying to breed for the points that we need during this event, but I'm mainly still going for Capricorn, because I don't want to miss out on Capricorn. And it's starting to freak me out that we're halfway through the month and I don't already have it. But we've also got Gargoyle here, which we got the other day. Not going to talk about this guy all that much, but he's got a cool little red highlights on him, which I really like. You know, it's just the little things in life that please me. I'm not a complicated woman. I'll take him. He looks cute. He looks like a gargoyle. So when this trainer first saw the gargoyle, this is what happens when you wake up at 1:30 in the morning and you decide to play DML. Let's start afresh. When this trainer first saw the gargoyle dragon perched atop his roof, he thought it was a statue, but soon discovered its true identity as it changed poses over time. Look at that, a little poser. I don't know, it's just the little pinky highlights underneath his head. It just makes him seem almost like internally fluorescent. God, stop getting mad. Stop malding on me, okay? You don't need to mald. We can be best friends if you want. But it's just the little bits that make the dragons feel a little bit more alive, although with this guy it kind of makes him feel more plasticky. I like that too. But again, we're getting him up to 20 just because we get a few extra DCPs out of it. Look at this boy. Lovely. He's got such an ugly face. That's the appeal. It's like the Imperial dragon. The Imperial is like ugly cute rather than just cute. There are many different forms of cute that can take place in the world, and that was his version. So we've got claim prize. Let's get 2 more pieces of the Snowman dragon. I don't care for the pieces of Snowman because we already have them, but I do care about the dragon tickets, and I care about the enchantment tickets for this, so they're always worth getting your hands a little bit dirty to do those. So that's that done for now. We've also got Blizzard Buddies, which we will get the win battles side of this done as well. And as always, the winning battles section, if you've got VIP on and you've got higher than a few levels of VIP, you've probably got some auto battle tickets available. If you're free to play, you're not going to have this, but it's not really too much of an issue, because if you just go into the normal map mode, do your blue map fights, you'll easily be able to get the bonus points for that. But having the instant tickets is just a hell of a lot more convenient. I'll accept that as a little bit of a pay-to-win scum right there, but yes, it does make my life a little bit easier. It means that if I decide to wake up at stupid times in the morning, it wasn't intentional, by the way, I wanted to stay out for the reset, fell asleep, and then I was like, I'm here, I'm ready to go, and wake up in the morning. Don't know why, but here we are. Yes, it is 1:30. Don't think about it too much, alright? It'll hurt your brain if you try and work out why I'm doing this to myself. But anyway, we are on to level 3 at the moment. I'm not worrying about order too much. We have played this map before. This is the same one as we have had in previous years, I believe, or very, very, very similar, if not exactly the same. I believe that light is one of the primary elements during this event from what I've seen on the DML wiki for the final levels. We might end up going through that at some point in a couple of days' time when most people are going to be on level 6-ish. That's sort of what I remember from checking it out previously. So it's going to be cheaper here for us to go up on the left here rather than going straight up the middle, just because we can do these fights. We've got more dragons available now to do these fights as well. So it's going to be easier for us to finish off all of these. Again, the primary reason you want as many elements on your team as you could possibly fit isn't necessarily just because it makes your team overall more varied, which means you can deal with more things. It's primarily because of these style of events that restrict the elements that you can use. So it makes sense, right? If there's an event where you can only use wind dragons, if you don't have a wind dragon, you're gonna struggle, right? So you're gonna want to have one. The other thing with these events, of course, is the fact that unfortunately you can get screwed over if your key luck is bad. You can see here we're at 2 out of 2, 3 out of 5, and now we're gonna be at either, well, we've already got 3 open, so it's either gonna be a number 4 or number 5. And hitting this sort of number this early on in this event keeps you behind massively, because again, the luck could be worse, but you want to be going up in the tiers as quickly as you can so that you can get more of these presents per reset, which we used to have events at one point that did not actually take all of that RNG factor into account, and it used to be just log in for the reset, get the points, the reset points stay the same. I liked those. I liked that they improved on the events and made them like that, but then they stopped bringing them out for some reason. I don't know why. Made me a little bit sad. It's one of those things where it's like, you've made a perfectly acceptable change and a positive one, so why would you remove it from the game? I don't know, but maybe they were making less money overall, is my guess. Anyway, we're still upgrading Ikez because I'm barely even logging in. So we're going to go and use him in an enchantment fight, then we can start upgrading some of his attacks again. But overall, I have not had much of an opportunity to try out Ikez yet. And another reminder that since we do have Ancient now available to us and available to everyone, I am going to be potentially looking at making another one of those upgrade guides like I have for every other element in DML. The only thing is, Ancient's a toughie. Because one of the upgrades, the one that steals, basically, it can be really good. But the amount of scenarios that it's going to be useful, 1, depends on your team. And 2, it depends on what your enemy decides to do. And considering how stupid the AI is in this game, it's nearly impossible to pre-plan that far ahead when it comes to enemies. If we were going against real players in an actual battle, which we probably never will, because, you know, when you fight in the arena, that's not a real person. Technically it is because it's using their team, but it's controlled by an AI bot. But I imagine it would be disgustingly overpowered against people that like to buff their dragon teams in a true scenario, but we're probably never going to get that at this point. You know, it's been 5 years nearly. I think it's pretty obvious the direction they want to take this game. And all the PvP stuff is all pseudo PvP rather than true PvP. Whether you like that or not, I guess it depends on your perspective and how bad you normally are at playing other video games. Because I know a lot of people that play DML purely because they are not good enough at other video games. Like, maybe they've tried to play League of Legends or Fortnite, whatever normie thing you might like, and they just get dunked on. Or maybe they'll hit, like, silver in ranked. And then they come back to DML and they can feel all powerful and great, because there's not actually, you know, a competitive system in this game. Not a true one, at least. So, some people like the fact that there's absolutely no skill involved in this game whatsoever. And, I get that. Maybe you just want this game to be completely chilled. You don't want to think about it, you don't want to have to do stuff in it. That's cool. But can't we just have one thing that's skill-based in this game? Just one part of it. Like, just have a bottomless dungeon, but not the bottomless dungeon as it is, but just make that competitive. Can we do that? It doesn't have to be the whole game, just one facet of the game. Probably not. I mean, DML isn't really made to be fair. It's like whoever goes first just has a 95% chance of winning. Because of things like Shadow, and Plant, and Wind. Always comes down to it. Shadow, Plant, and bloody Wind. It's like, the person that attacks with Wind first, unless the enemy also has Wind, it's like, how do you counter that? Earth? Then you use energy. If the person's second dragon is an energy dragon user, then you can't use Earth. What do you do? It's a toughie. And that's why deciding which one of the ancient upgrades is technically best is kind of difficult. It's the same with a lot of stuff in DML. They make it so that against, say, a singular dragon, one particular upgrade is really good. But against a team of dragons, a different upgrade is really good. And it's always tempting to want to change over which upgrade you have, which costs you more gems. I'm pretty sure that's done on purpose. But I don't know, I mean, a lot of people are still going to be going through the main map, which makes the single target dragon attacks actually quite good against the bosses, because you might be able to get past the boss, speed through, but that's only really relevant when you get onto the final part of the map, like the Divine Island map section, because for the early sections of the map you can just hire dragons to beat that anyway. I don't know, there's a lot of, this would be better, however this. So it's not quite as simple as it initially seems with all of this. It's like, upgrade this sort of dragon, but it's like, you don't need to. You just, all you have to do on the main map, you can just hire your friends. Like, attack, go and hire someone. Obviously you can't do it on this part though. You can do it up to mini, which isn't bad. But the last time I hired a dragon was probably so long ago. Like, look at this, level 100s, it costs 9 energy to hire them base, and then you've got to have the extra bit of energy to actually use on the regular fight. So this would cost 10 each, which means you can't use it on heroic mode, really, unless you have a super, super high level portal. Oh, so many ifs and maybes and what ifs. Too much. Affects my poor brain, I can't handle this. Anyway. I just wanted to make sure you were up to date on where we were at. I'm sure most of you will be on level 4 by now. Our luck has just not been very good. I've only missed one reset as well, so this game is royally trying to cuck me over at the moment. But that is the nature of DML. We'll see where it takes us. We'll see how we are. But I'm glad we got a new legendary today. For now, keep logging in, keep doing your resets if you want to get the beautiful avalanche boy. And of course, if you also want to get cherry ice, it's also going to be a grand opportunity. I'm mainly going for avalanche boy. I want to scoot down his neck and fly off the top. That's what I want to see. But anyway, for now, take care of yourself, and until next time, I hope to see you then.